Hi, we'd like to thank you for tuning into the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame trainer of champions. Have we traveled the world for past, present, and future stars? And coming to you live from Tampa, Florida. Boy, it's a nice day here in Tampa, Florida. But uh, we're traveling the world for the past, the present, and the future stars. And there's a lot going on in boxing, and we're going to try to keep you updated of what's going on. Hey, look, the Muhammad Ali Act that we have been talking about for weeks with Dana White, who with the UFC has been trying to enter into boxing with a big collaborations of investors. And as he's trying to do that, he's also trying to change the rules of the Muhammad Ali Act that help protects um, fighters and make sure that managers, trainers, boxing organizations do their due diligence right with inside the laws and the rules of regulations that govern the state of boxing. And not too long ago, maybe a week or so ago, um, Dana White uh, has been investigated, to my understanding, about fight fixing or something. And this is another a blow. You can call it a low blow or whatever. But the fact is, the USC fighters and stuff like that, apparently, they made some wagers on an event, and the outcome uh, to be in one round or something, and it happened. The fight ended in one round, and there was heavy betting on that fight. So that's what happens when one tries to be a promoter and try to govern and make his own rules as you go along. These things distort the public. And that's why boxing commissions were formed, to help for the public sector, number one, that crystal clear what a promoter's role is and what he can do and what he can't do, and how that they have to abide by the rules to make sure of an event, fighters get paid, what they said in the contracts that they were going to pay, and the fights that they said were going to happen with inside the rules and the regulation. Boxing during the Roaring '20s, they went through all of that. Many people know, if you understand the history of boxing, that Madison Square Garden with DeForest and Blinky Palermo and things like that, fighters complained for years that, if you wanted a title shot or you wanted the big fights on television during the Roaring '20s, is that you had to play ball with the mob, and they would tell you what you could do and what you couldn't do, and if you didn't do it, you wouldn't get the fights, or they told you you're getting $1,000 and you end up with $10, or sometimes even nothing. And like Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearns, these promoters that are promoting fights on a high level, they're saying the same thing that everybody else in boxing is saying. We've been through that in boxing. Boxing has been making it their way, and things have been working out fine with these big pay-per-views, and fighters are making good money now. And they don't want to go back to or go into something new when something's already working in the state of boxing. So the FBI and them are investigating Dana White, to my understanding, for a lot of crocker stuff, and some fighters have went out and made some lawsuits against some big time lawsuits that say, hey, he promised one thing, he didn't pay us the money, and we're still waiting to collect, and all of those things. So those type of lawsuits and stuff are in federal court. So there's another chapter to this, as you know, he's seeking public sector money. And as the investigation things go in boxing, and you're looking for the trade commissions to get some type of funding, it seems like the investigation by the FBI and all of that should hold up the funding stream that has to deal with the public sector or public stocks. That's what happens, you know, when these investigations happen. If you're seeking public gain and there's investigation, they're supposed to hold a procedure for public works. And also big major deals. You know, Dana White has a deal with CBS and Paramount to do fights and to stream fights on there. And these are investigations about inside trading with gambling and all that is like the NFL. So all of those should be put on a whole, what I look into that. And don't forget, CBS is a public traded company too. While he's seeking private sector money for his boxing venture to be put in his company, he has a deal on the table with CBS, and then while he's being investigated by CBS and Paramount for these shows that are supposed to be streamed next year for boxing and UFC. It looks like those things should be put on hold. Like Eddie Hearn said, said that he would outpromote Dana White any day of the week. He's a boxing guy, and I believe that to be true. Eddie Hearn's been doing it for a long time, Matchroom Boxing, and also his father was in boxing before him. That's president of Matchroom Boxing. They're doing great deals. They're bringing boxing back to the people. They're putting butts in seats over in England, and even in the United States. Eddie Hearn's is doing a great job. If you look at Boots Ennis, man, when he's fighting in Philadelphia in his hometown, he's bringing it back to the people. They're selling out arenas. So, you know, Eddie Hearn's with the DAZN, as we're talking about that. Let's take it over to England with the DAZN pay-per-view. They have announced that the U.S. prescription for DAZN is going to be $44.99 per month, and then over in London it's going to be £22.99. And then in other countries, beside the U.S. market and in the Europe market, I guess it's going to be $19.99 per month. And they're doing shows on the DAZN quite frequently. And, you know, they have some major pay-per-views coming up with Conor Benn November 15th, with Chris Eubank Jr., the rematch fight. The first fight was dynamite, and it looks like this fight is just going to be that much exciting in the ring. So if you tune into that, it's going to be on the pay-per-view market. So look out for all of that. And if you haven't heard, I mean, Jake Paul, the circus has come to an end with Gervonta Davis, the man on steel, Jake Paul, and Gervonta Davis, the clown that can knock you down. It looks like they have put the brakes on that fight. And we're going to see, you know, with all of this going on with Dana White, Jake Paul, and them, you know, these exhibitions, you know, they're walking a borderline themselves about, you know, knowing the outcome of these fights and stuff like that. And people are betting on these things, and they know the outcome, and they're setting the outcome of these exhibition fights. It don't say exhibition, it says fighting. You can't fix it. So if these guys are fixing bouts to create an outcome that they want, then that's called fight fixing. And if somebody bets on it in a legal betting parlor and they know the outcome of the fight, boy, does that set you up for failure. So these guys are walking a thin line. And all I say, hey, man, it's not good for the game, man. People are put their hard-earned dollars out for the pay-per-views and to lay it on the line and looking for fair play. And don't hurt the fans, man. The fans put their dollars out and they enjoy boxing, man. Give the people what they want. Give them excitement. Let the results fall where they may. You know, you may be knocked down. You get up, you brush your trunks off, you go back at it again. And, you know, you don't have to fix nothing. You know, all you have to do is just make your plans right. And those who fail to prepare to fail. So, but as that fight falls out with Jake Paul, you know, he's doing a great job for the amount of fights he really had in order to go in there and promote like he's doing. But my thing is that I think people are fed up with those type of fights. They're looking for a real fight. You know what I mean? So that cancellation to look like Nate Diaz, they're looking to put him in there. You know, most valuable promotion MVP is Jake Paul's promotional company, and it looks like they're searching for somebody that they can put in the ring. So all I say, well, Jake set a real fight instead of an exhibition. So you can show in the general public, you know, what happened with Mike Tyson. Many people feel that fight when him and Mike Tyson were fixed, and then with Gervonta Davis, the man on stilts and the clown that can knock you down. You know, people just weren't buying into it, and I don't think it was much more Gervonta Davis being arrested than the ticket sales for that stuff was down the drain and in the toilet, and they just couldn't pull it off at that time. So I think Jake Paul, I got to go back at the drawing board and make something real happen for the boxing fans, because I think the boxing fans are a little bit fed up with that kind of stuff. Fight a real fight and let's see what the real outcome is. Okay, but hey, look, man, if you haven't heard, Christy Martin's film, you know, is back out. It's called Christy 2025, with Christy Martin's magnificent story that she has, her rise to stardom, her rise to greatness. Christy Martin, and we're saying, if you haven't seen it, you know, get out there and see it. Support Christy Martin. What a credit to women's boxing. Christy Martin, you know, after her husband shot her and, you know, she almost died and drove her hot self to the hospital and almost died, was in abusive marriage and all of that. To see her recover from all of that, get back out there and doing boxing promotions and to a major film that is Christy 2025. Is a hats off to Christy Martin and all the great things that she's done for boxing and for women's boxing as we know it of the day. And talking about women's boxing of the day, Clarissa Shields, the GOAT. Now we're talking about the GOAT, the real deal. She's in that ring right now, boy. She's fighting at the bit. She has, to my understanding, cut an $8 million deal with Wayne Recorder and Salif promotion company to do some fights for earlier this year in Detroit. They sold the arena out with Clarissa Shields and Wayne Records recording and Salif promotion. Man, Salif has done a great job along with Mark Taff and Salif. Man, what two classy guys, where they found a niche in a market, women's boxing, uh, because it's just arriving into the fruition of what women's boxing should be across the board. There's a lot more women fighters out there. It's an Olympic sport. And Mark Taft and Salop, they had teamed up and to pick up Carissa Shields when a lot of people said women's boxing wasn't going to do this and it wasn't doing that. And, they didn't want to deal with it. Boy, they put their mind things together. Mark Taft, a great pay-per-view guy, great TV guy, with HBO TV for a long time, put their minds together and put things down on paper, used their resources, and got Carissa Shield out there with TV deals that televise in the stream, and also Salop, a former fighter, understanding fighters and what they want and what they need. With his promotion company, he's still young, he's still biting at the bit. Salop, he's doing a yeoman's job to keep making a GOAT Carissa Shields great, and he keeps sharpening his tools at every bit. Salop Promotion does. He just comes up with stuff to be creative and keep this young GOAT going, man. And Carissa Shields is up for the beat, and she's just really, really into it, man, because she got a great team with Mark Taft and Salop, and I mean, they're doing it. They're promoting this young lady, second to none, the GOAT Carissa Shields. And we want to say to them, hey, look, man, hats off to all your whole team and keep up the great work, what you're doing. Women's boxing and boxing needs it overall, period. So that's what we want to say about Carissa Shields and her team. But hey, look, man, some up and coming events with the Hall of Fame thing. We got Henry Hascott, New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame, next week up there in Garfield, New Jersey on the 14th. Man, if you haven't yet, go grab your tickets, man. The boxing personalities and champions and former champions, promoters, trainers, cut men, judges, announcers, you name the stars, they're always there up there with Henry Hascott at the in Garfield at the Parnesian. Man, you're talking about food, man. Once you walk into the place, man, the hors d'oeuvres and all of that stuff, they just feed you and feed you and feed you, man, with food, man. They never stop, and the food is number one, man. So Henry Hascott, man, if you don't know where to get the tickets, just go on the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame website. Go down. There's Henry Hascott's telephone number and email address. If you call him or email him, Henry's very pertinent. He will get back with you, and go to that event, man. Let's sell that event out, man. Let's jam pack it for Henry, a great guy. Henry Hascott is always helping fighters, people that need in boxing. He does so much charity work. He announces that fights with the Silver Gloves, all these amateur tournaments for free. Professional fighter, free. He goes to funerals, give the 10 count for free. That former people in boxing that passed that move always forward. You always see Henry there doing the 10 count. And I believe this is a way to give him back some that what he gives. And New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame is a nonprofit organization, so you can write off the meal. But as you're writing off the meal, you're also giving a donation, as it is an awards banquet is also a fundraiser for them. So help Henry Hascock, you know, do what he does best, go to the induction ceremonies and eat that great food. And thank you so much, Henry, for all the work that you do. Henry Hascock. So let's take it to Ring 8. Ring 8 also, boxers helping boxers, Ron McNear. They do the same. They help a lot of boxers. The funds that they raise for at their dinner go on to help boxers that are struggling with different things. So Ron McNear, that's coming up with the Ring 8, man. Go support that. And also in Orlando, Florida, coming up in December, starting the 13th for the whole week. That week, the WBA convention in Orlando, Florida, man. Hey, be a member and go to the convention, man. Sign up and become a member. Great organization, man. These guys are great at what they do, and it's the oldest boxing organization in boxing, 104 years. Man, that's a long time. And also the WBC they're going to be having their convention over in Thailand. They're going to have some boxing matches at the convention that most of the time, mostly all of them do, like the WBO just had theirs. They had a couple boxing events. They do community work as they tend to boxing business in the ratings and stuff at these conventions, man. Mauricio Suleiman, man, you're on it. You guys are well, oil machine, the WBA, WBC, the IBF, the WBO, man. Y'all take a licking and keep on ticking, man. People want to always criticize you and knock you down, but you help build stars in this game by giving fighters the opportunity to be rated and also to fight for your prestigious titles that you have. And this is how these fighters get known, is by these organizations and in the rating systems that they have. A well-oiled machine, all of these boxing organizations. And what I want to say to each and every one of them is keep up the great work that you're doing. Now let's go up to Rochester, New York. Their Christmas party is, they're going to have a Christmas party too. So if you can go to the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame's website for the Christmas party and call Larry Lazardi to Leotti, I'm sorry, to get your tickets for that event up there in Rochester, New York. And while we're saying Rochester, New York, Malik Evans, we also want to congratulate the mayor of Rochester, Malik Evans, for being reelected. When we were up there with the Jack Johnson exhibit, Mayor Evans came and looked at the exhibit. We talked about Jack Johnson extensively, and then he got up on the Diaz and talked about it. And this year he gave a key to the city out to Charles Murray that propelled him in for the county to give him a proclamation. So Mayor Malik Evans, you're doing great work, community work, and working hard to make Rochester a better city. And as you're doing that, you're making the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame a better place to bring forth the legends that have come through your city. So thank you for attending that. And again, congratulations on your win. And a few weeks ago, after the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame, it was down there in Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame with Ray McCline, who bring in that class. Boy, there was a parade of champions in Atlantic City. But we also want to congratulate Mayor Smalls for his great work that he does. He was at the Hall of Fame and spoke and opened all the great things that he's doing for the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. The city is with Ray McCline. We want to congratulate you uh, Mayor Smalls of Atlantic City, for all the great work that you're doing in your city of Atlantic City, but all the things that you're doing to help keep boxing alive in your city, man. Man, a lot of great stuff going on in boxing. But hey, look, it comes a time is that we got to run. So we want to thank you for tuning in to the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame trainer of champions. And we travel the world for past, present, and future stars.